Hi there, my Tuesday people. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're having a great day. Kind of stormy here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, but it's the summer and we're used to that. So, we're going to jump right in today, and this is kind of a different thought. But I want us to think about, does God need our help? Hey, Becky, thanks for being with me. Have you ever noticed how easy it is for us to decide how God needs to answer our prayers or how He needs to work in our lives? And so then we pray explaining to Him the best avenue for Him to solve problems and take care of issues in our lives. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? I wish I could see heads nodding. But I know we've all done it. Here's what God needs to do. I need for God to do this. And so we pray and we give Him our recommendations. Y'all listen, we're not the first ones who have done this, and we will not be the last. So let's talk about this for a minute. Probably one of the first people to take her life plan in her own hands was Sarah. Sarah and Abraham had no children, and they wanted children. And God had promised Abraham that through his seed, all the nations of the earth would be blessed. Well, how does that happen when you have no children? So Sarah decided to take this situation into her own hands. She told Abraham, I'm not having children, so you sleep with my maid Hagar. So Abraham did. Well, Hagar became pregnant. Well, Sarah didn't like that either. Sarah didn't like not having a child, but her solution was for them to have a baby by Hagar and Abraham. But then she became jealous of Hagar because Hagar was able to get pregnant when she couldn't. So she and Hagar had a really rocky relationship. We're not going to go into all that today, but it created more problems. And then there was Rachel and Jacob, and like Sarah, Rachel had no children, and she was jealous of her sister Leah, who was having children. So again, she took things in her own hands, and she told Jacob, give me children or I'll die. And Jacob became very angry about that. And so then she says, here's my maid Bilhah. Sleep with her so that she can bear children for me. Well, again, one woman having children for another never has worked, y'all. It's never worked. And then we've got David, who tried to fix his sin with Bathsheba by having Bathsheba's husband killed. Well, how does that make it okay? Y'all, I'm sorry, and I don't have a hanky. I'm sorry, I'm sniffing. It's allergy season. So we've got some examples there, and there are more, but Sarah and Abraham and Rachel and Jacob and David and Bathsheba and Uriah are probably three of the most well-known examples of people taking, I can fix this, Apparently God doesn't have a plan, so I can go in there and fix this for him. Look, here's the thing. Bottom line, y'all know this. God does not need for us to give Him suggestions, recommendations, directions on how to help us in this life. He has a plan. He has a plan for each and every one of us. He knows what to do. Now, here's what we've probably never thought about. We're so busy wanting to tell God how to help us. Have we thought about how we can live to help Him? Does God need our help? Well, I don't know that I have ever thought about this before, and I know I've never said it before, but I want us just think about this with me for a few minutes, because how else will the light of Jesus shine on this earth if we're not living for God? Now, whether that's helping Him or not, but He wants everybody on the face of this earth to believe in Him. He wants everybody on the face of this earth to live in eternity with heaven. That's His bottom line want. If God has a want, He wants all of us to love Him, to love each other, and to be faithful to Him. So if we're not helping Him project Jesus, teach Jesus on this earth, that's our task. That's our job. He needs for us to teach, whether it's by example, whether it's teaching Bible class, whether it's teaching a group. I like to think that my little effort here is in encouraging and teaching others. Romans 10:14 is a great verse in this. It says, "How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them?" So whether it's preaching, teaching, living our lives every day so that somebody says, there's something about the way they live, it's just different. He needs for us to show compassion, mercy, and kindness to others. Colossians 3:12-17 says, "Therefore," and look, I know I've read this a zillion times, so y'all bear with me, but it is one of the most perfect examples of how we are to live our lives every day. Colossians 3:12-17. "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace, and be thankful. Let the message of Christ dwell among you richly as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom through psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts. And whatever you do, in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord, giving thanks to God the Father through Him." That's how we help God. We help show His love, His compassion, His kindness, His spirit of generosity, of salvation to others by how we live our lives on this earth. And I've never thought of it as how I help God, but it's what I can do. When our girls were teenagers and they left to go out with friends, I'd always say, "Remember who you are." And it kind of became, at first I meant it, and then it kind of became a family joke. And then when they were a little older, when Bill and I would go out and leave them home, Dad and I are going out to dinner. You guys behave here at the house. The girls would say, remember who you are. You represent the family. And I don't know if we, again, I don't know if we think of that as helping God, but we are His children. And when we are living out in this world, no matter where we are, what we're doing, we represent His family. We are His children, and no matter who we're dealing with, what the circumstances, no matter how frustrated or irritated we might get, we represent the family of God. And that's important. He needs for us to behave as family, and that's how we help on this earth, no matter what's going on. Y'all, today's a little bit shorter because I got this nose business going on, but let's let God direct our paths, okay? He knows what to do. He knows how to help. He knows what to do. Let's resist telling Him how to take care of our lives, and let us live daily to be the salt of the earth, the light of the world, and the sweet aroma of Jesus. I thank y'all for being with me. I love you very much. You are all welcome to share this, and it will be on YouTube by the end of the day. Take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.